Hey YouTube, Film Geek here, and today I'm talking about the 1988 film The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, starring John Neville and Eric Idle. It's also directed by Terry Gilliam. It's also the beginning of Fantasy Week on the Film Geek. Now, the way this is going to work is my two reviews are going to be spotlights, so when I get to the top 10 list on Friday, I'm not going to include the two movies that I have showcased today. Basically, these are two films that I want to include in my top 10. However, I don't know where to put them because I like them so much. Let's get things started off, shall we? This is The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. It's based off of the book of its same name that was published in the 18th century. In fact, it was quite a popular book at its time, at one point almost having more copies printed than the Bible. Fast forward to 1988, and we have The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, the feature-length film directed by Terry Gilliam. The studio had little to no faith in this film whatsoever. Also granted a $25 million budget, and by the end of production was over $44 million, maybe $52 million, this depending on who you ask. Baron Munchausen shows up in a town that's under siege by the Turks. Now, while he is there, he makes the pledge that he will gather his team and take care of the Turks because he kind of started the war. He sets off to find his good friends to help him bring peace back to the land once again. So first up was his friend Berthold, played by Eric Idle.
You abandoned me here, you swine! You toddled off with the old Queen of Tarts and left me to rot in that parrot cage, didn't you? And now you come back here just because it suits you after wasting half my life and expect me to follow you to the ends of the earth. Yes. Oh, all right.
Eric Idle's character Berthold is the fastest man alive, and let me tell you, it's a lot of fun. He goes back and forth with the Baron with that wit and cutting insults that you only find from the Monty Python days. Set design in this film will blow your socks off. It's like a storybook come to life. Two fun facts about this film. Number one, technically, it's Uma Thurman's first movie she filmed. Not the first movie released with her in it, it was the first movie she filmed. You see, again, like I was saying, all of those problems that happened led up to the film being held back, not releasing on time, blah, blah, blah. So yes, this is Uma Thurman's first filmed movie, however, not her first released movie. Now, fun fact number 2. Robin Williams came in to save things, but by this time the movie was literally out of money. So Robin Williams did a completely uncredited performance in this movie as the king of the movie. This film is actually considered part of a trilogy. Terry Gilliam considers 3 of his movies to be linked together in what he considers the aging trilogy. And those 3 films, one of them, Time Bandits, the second one, Brazil, and the third one, Baron Munchausen. Why he calls this his aging trilogy is because each one of the films is supposed to be dedicated to a point in a human being's life. For instance, in Time Bandits, the main character is a child, and there's a lot of fairy tale and whimsy, and then you become an adult, and that would be Brazil. Then you have Baron Munchausen, which would be the end of life. In fact, the Grim Reaper is an actual character in this film. So there you have it, guys. Yet another fine film review by the Film Geek, The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, 1988, directed by Terry Gilliam. I searched around, guys. This isn't on any streaming services for free right now, but it is an inexpensive rental. You can find this on Prime and all of your major streaming rental services between $2.99 and $3.99, depending upon which one you look into, Prime, YouTube, so on. It's there. This is an easy-to-find movie. It just didn't do so great. Film, however, has had a second life. It may have not done so well in theaters, but it really did well in the video genre, and also became known as a pretty well-known cult classic. So, The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, directed by Terry Gilliam. Thanks again for watching the Film Geek, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and most importantly, keep watching movies, folks, because you know I'm gonna.